on, folks? I don't know which channel I'm gonna put this on. If it's gonna be my gaming channel, motorcycle channel, I'll probably start something new. I don't know, we'll see. But as you already know, the hot topic is what happened at the Oscars on Sunday, and behavior unbecoming of a professional and somebody who has been respected as a so-called vessel of love and an inspiration, a model, so to speak. And without beating around the bush, Will Smith made a little bit of a mistake, in my opinion. Me being a black male, race doesn't have anything to do with it, but it kind of does, because in an industry that he is in, where you have to take 100 steps, whereas others may only have to take 25 or 50. I feel that he sullied in his reputation to a degree, because you can't take away what he's accomplished, what he has done. I hate to see people lose legacy over circumstances, because first and foremost, he is a human being, and I kind of felt him in that moment, because I can relate. I've been in that situation twice, one with my military and one on a personal note on social media with the same person years back. And I think that there's just so many levels, so many things where he needs to understand. Well, if you ever hear this, I could care less, but just getting the word out there that you have to love yourself more. You have to be the number one in your life. One of my best friends, one of my oldest friends, if he sees this, he'll kind of understand the advice he gave me that helped save me after my engagement ended. You have to be in your orbit, and the planets have to rotate around you. It might sound selfish to say that, but if things align, if other people want to be in your solar system, they're in your orbit, and then things are moving in harmony without you compromising yourself, then you're good. I think Will betrayed himself and a lot of people that, it's tough, because I'm somewhat jaded by his lack of action or whatever. It's tough because you don't want to be a judgmental individual. We're not living these people's lives. These are celebrities, and they have the title of a celebrated person because of what they do. They're in the public eye and what have you. But these are people with people problems. So I don't know why people care so much. But then again, the portrayal of Will Smith as a person, you don't want to see another man taking L's, having setbacks, or a lot of folks, to include myself, seeing like Jada is kind of like the source of all this, because the Will Smith that I would have hoped would have surfaced, where if he were to have walked up on stage and had like a counter joke, to rip on him, as opposed to putting his hands on Chris Rock, but all in the same context, where you look at the Arsenio Hall footage where he's making fun of a guy's bald head. Now, who knows? Maybe he was going through something himself on the Arsenio Hall set. Now it's come out, confirmed by the Breakfast Club, that Chris Rock didn't know about her condition and her diagnosis. You know what I mean? So who's to say that Will Smith, when he made those jokes, or that particular joke about the bald guy on the Arsenio Hall set, that maybe he was a cancer patient too. No, I don't want anybody, like, because there's a lot of pro Will Smith, like, yeah, he should have did this and that. It's short-sighted, because if you're supporting him and what he did, yeah, standing for your significant other and whatnot, where was Jada when she should have stood for him? You hear me? Where was Jada when she should have stood for him instead of humiliating him? There was 2 highlights on the Red Table Talk that I'm just not. I just can't watch that. I can't. You're talking about how he can't satisfy you in the intimate time, and then you're like ripping on him. I don't know. I don't think people understand what it's like to be a man in society, and how other men, unfortunately judge, where your significant other, whatever agreement you have, that should have been behind closed doors, but you go on Red Table Talk and you admit to entanglements outside of your vows. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, Will accepted that. Wow. Okay. If you don't see value in yourself to be monogamous, then that's on you. A lot of people have different views on life, and it is what it is. Like, do you? But with that was very messy. You know, if they're gonna live that life, it shouldn't be out there for the world to see, because you run the risk. Like, once you put it out there, you're subject to being judged. In my life, there was a community that I was a part of, and I shared something publicly, and because my software or my particular creation was out there, I was subject to all types of criticisms, and I couldn't handle it at first. When Will was just like, he just got to a point where he just erupted. Like, I get it, man. There was stuff that said to me, people trying to get my sisters involved, and I was at a point where I was going to, if I found the individuals, it was going to be go time. But I had to remember, these people are just saying words. You know, my sisters never knew about the comments made or whatever, you know what I mean? And I just said, oh man, I'm an emotional man myself. So again, Will, I feel you. I understand. But there's a time and a place. There's a strategic way to handle business. Especially if they're quote unquote friends or acquaintances in that on that platform in this industry. You want to like say, hey, you know what, let's make sure that any actions taken is not going to stain either one of us. You know who came out looking like a champ? Chris Rock. It would have been easy, because I know I was watching that live. I don't know why. I had that, I was on my computer, and I'm looking, I'm like, did he just freaking hit Chris Rock? Now, for a second, you could tell that Chris Rock was like, but I guess that split second, he realized where he was. And like I said, it's tough when you're hearing your significant other being criticized and what have you. Like, when I had the Facebook incident, and almost got into a fist fight with a friend of mine, and I'm just like, now that person at the center of it is no longer in my life, and then that dude is, he had my back. You know what I mean? I think in retrospect, looking back, it's like I get where he was coming from, but I told him, hey, that was not cool. You're on social media, going back and forth with my significant other, and I'm telling you, hey, ease up off of that. Now, had I did that to his significant other, he'd be ready to fight, and I would have fucked him up. Easy. I still love you if you see the video. I'm trying not to put names in there, but that's just not gonna fly. So I handled that in private, and this way I'm not, bringing drama to myself and whatnot. Nobody has to know about it, and it's good. But the ex, was sitting there like, oh, I feel you don't have my back, oh, this, that, and the third. I said, I handled it. The world doesn't have to know our business. So, yeah, that kind of contributed to things later, down the line, which it was what it was. But at the end of it, I knew that I tried to handle it at the lowest level, or at a place where it's not gonna go too far. Because I always say, my rule of thumb, don't spend 5 minutes on something that won't matter 5 years from now. So again, a joke was made. That joke probably would have been forgotten about, but what Will's response was, now that joke is going to be held in infamy, and you can't take that back. Apologies or not, it's like, how dare you, Will? How dare you? Considering that, yeah, it might have been all pent up, sitting on his chest, probably was tired of seeing all the memes and all that stuff, and he blew a gasket. But this is a man that it disappointed me that he's out on his social media, inspiring people, being a motivator, an uplifter, and you do that. How can anybody take one seriously if that's tough for me? And considering in my life, I know that I've been in a lot of conflicts for another significant other I spent 14 years of my life with. My family was messing with her, especially a blood relative that, I'm trying not to go there, but yeah, this individual was the bane of my existence, trying to destroy what I had with her. And a summary, trying to stand my ground, fighting the world and whatnot. I found myself kicked out right before I joined the military, and I went through some hard times, some really hard times, where I should have played it cool. Ended up fighting an uncle, it just got crazy, and a lot of it had to do with responding in the same way that Will Smith responded to Chris Rock in a joke, like, oh my gosh, I'm only giving like cliff notes on it, but yeah, I went in guns a-blazing. Found myself, I got handcuffed and taken away, all kinds of stuff, and it's like, you know what? Yeah, you can stand up for your woman, you can stand up for your man, but I ended up locked up for a couple hours, or for the day, and my best friend had to come down there. Oh my God, it was just a mess. Why bring drama to drama? Why bring fire to fire? Because if your forest is burning down, what are you going to do? Bring more gasoline to it? No, you want to bring water to stop it. With that said, Will Smith, impulsive situation. A lot of folks are like, oh, you can't judge. There's a lot of people who've been in that and came out of that. So I have no sympathy, especially for who he is, because he should know better, because he has a lot more to lose in terms of how people will perceive him. Some don't agree with what I say, and I saw that on my Facebook. I'm like, all right, hey, it's a matter of opinion. I'm not for the righteousness. I'm not for that. Yeah, girl. Yeah. Your man did this, that, and the third. I'm like, no. There's always a way. There's always a way. And I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Ricky Smiley. I saw something, and he took the words right out of my mouth. If somebody says something you don't like, and you're professionals, and you are in a place of your peers, right? The best thing that could have happened was, well, should have looked to see the left or the right. Now, I'm pulling this from Smiley's video. See where he was going to exit and go and say, hey, look, I didn't like that joke. We feel some kind of way about that, and it wasn't cool. Then that would have given Chris Rock the opportunity to autocorrect, to change my bad, I didn't mean to go down that route. Now, after more so with the Breakfast Club having said that, he didn't even know. Truth be told, she apparently, I guess on her Red Table Talk, put it out there. I didn't know. I found out after the fact. Oh, he made a joke like, I'm just thinking, hey, she just cut her hair or whatnot. There's a lot of people that have lives. They're not following the blow by blow and everything that's going on in a celebrity's life. So you can't treat ignorance with punching or smacking somebody in the mouth. Chris Rock did not have an opportunity to say, oh, my bad. Because it seems like he probably would have been like, hey, you know what? That was in poor taste. But, Will, you didn't give him a chance. You didn't give him a chance. You just rattled off. So now, as a result, it's hard to feel sorry or have compassion, because my thing is, I was rooting for Will. I was one of those. Yeah, I did do a lot of Jada bashing because I saw how it was affecting him. Because this is a guy, I grew up, Fresh Prince, Summertime and Welcome to Miami and Bad Boys and all that good stuff. But wow, I see, I feel like Will Smith is self-destructing because he's trying to hold it together. He's trying to, emanate this image that, everything is all good when it's not. It's okay. Since everything is all public with them, just seek the help. Say it's not okay. I'm dealing with an issue. I see a lot of people making excuses for Will Smith, and it's just like, look, at the end of the day, I could care less. It's not my life. A lot of people are just too invested in this situation where it's like, look, you got your life to live. But because of the range of influence that Will Smith has, that's why it's a disappointment. Now, it seemed like there's an attack on comedy. And it's not like he went out and said, oh, he made an August Alsina joke. You know what I mean? Where's that same energy when August Alsina and Rick Ross did a song called Entanglements? No response. But you go out there and you're going to smack a guy that you probably got 40 or 50 pounds on. Now, and I'm going to say a lot of things like, you know what? Let The Rock have made a joke like that. Even though we know that's not, the WWE version of The Rock, who was savage, will go in and make all kinds of jokes. What, you're going to go and smack a 265-pound guy? I think not. You're not going to smack Samuel L. Jackson. You're not going to... But because it was Chris Rock. Was it because of the 2016 skit? Or what not? These are comedians. They say what we're thinking, and then because of the shock value, people will laugh. But I just really think that it was handled poorly. I'm not going to say that Chris Rock was 100% right. But then again, it's like you don't know what you don't know. And for him to get slapped in the mouth like that, like for a man to slap another man in front of people, I don't think Will has to switch the roles and see how he would like it if somebody bopped him in the mouth like that. That was in poor taste because Will, I'm a fan, pulling for you, wanted to see you come out of this. And I saw King Richard. That was a good movie, fantastic movie. And I hope the Oscars don't strip him because he did the work. He did the work. You know what I mean? And I would hate for, they would go that route. First time in history, somebody get their award taken from him. No, he did the work. But there should be consequences. I have somebody that's blood connected to me that used to get away with a whole lot of stuff. Me and him have the same face. And it's just like, on a public stage like that, Accountability needs to be had. You know what I mean? Love Will Smith to death. Let me tell you, I love he's done some fantastic things. But he also has to be accountable for the bad things too. So, unlike a lot of folks who blindly follow individuals, they could say, hey, grab somebody by something or make derogatory comments towards women, and they're like, oh, it's okay. Let's our community be better and hold one of our best accountable, because that's definitely a teachable moment. So, Will, this is your chance to try to do the right thing. It would have been a whole lot better if you had apologized on the stage during that acceptance speech, because your actions took away from your achievement because it was just a distraction. Now, I don't know where I'm going to post this, so I don't know how I want to say, but I'll say this. I've been in situations with one of my significant others that I spent all of my 20s with. And there was a time I was going to make a huge mistake, and she held me back. She told me it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And that's a message to Jada. What kind of woman would let their man run off the cliff like that? If you love him so, you would have been like, hey, babe, let's think bigger picture. That's why I'm like, shame on her for that. But Will had the best of intentions. No doubt about it. Yes, defend your significant other, but do it the right way. Now, if it's at a cookout or a club or whatever, and he said that's one thing. And another part about that, there's, I think, scale. Imagine if, okay, he made the joke, and he stayed in place, and he said, just keep my wife's name out your mouth. And he kept going relentlessly, and then he got smacked, and we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But again, Will, you messed up on this one. You messed up on this one. My hope is that you come out of this, one, you apologize to that man face to face because you slapped him face to face. Do the right thing. 2, teachable moment. Figure out what you need to do to release that energy, because this was just a release. You probably just had enough. You said, man, I can't do this no more. Like, I can't take it no more. Go talk to somebody. The look that I saw in Will Smith's eyes, I've seen it in some of my soldiers. You need to go talk to somebody. That man is hurting. It's not to absolve you from what you did. Accountability is accountability. But that's like calling him to the carpet and say, hey, it's nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. It's crazy how the people we see as heroes and icons and whatnot, as high up as you are, remember, it's a longer fall to the bottom. I know this is probably not career ending, but understand impact. For my people who understand UCMJ in the military, like, yeah, it's very clear. You do this, that is the result. So the academy has a decision to make. So let's see where that goes. Again, I don't know if this will be a launch pad to a new show that I'm developing. If I do this on my motorcycle channel, my gaming channel, I don't know. We'll figure this out. But leave your comments below. I just, oof. Well. I just looked, I winced, cringe. I said, not like this. Not like this. And to, shout out to Tyler Perry, Denzel Washington, Bradley Cooper, they were trying to console Will because he was emotionally charged. But also check up on Chris Rock. This was a man that was slapped in front of all these people, international viewers, and all. It has to be even. So that's all I got. Let me know your thoughts below. Alex, I'm out.